So today we are gonna have ourselves a part 2 of the 7 deadly sins as UFC fighters. Check out my first video and we're gonna jump right into this one with Ian Garry. Ian Garry stands for the sin of ref. Remember, he was extremely offended and just angry because Neil Magny made some jokes about his own kid. Like Magny made a joke about his own kid.
Let's go, drown him out. I want to hear you scream when he speaks, yeah?
Yeah, make sure you guys show.
Garry was extremely mad at the presser, after the presser. He was still mad in the fight from beginning to end. And he put everything into the leg kicks, especially. Like, he really beat Neil Magny up. It seemed a bit racially motivated, if you ask me. He didn't end up finishing him, but it was a very dominant decision. And a lot of people hate Ian Garry due to the situation. But we're gonna jump to the next fighter, which is Alexander Volkanovski. And he stands for pride. Listen, man, no offense, but Volk, he became a UFC champ for his own pride.
Hey, I want to say something. Everyone back home. Everyone, I don't care if you love me or hate me, stand up for yourself. People be trying to bring me down. I stood up and look at me now. No one can bring me down anymore.
He's a very prideful fighter, and it is very easy to get in his head. Like, he hates disrespect unlike anything. And
I back myself every single time. I don't
Guys, make money, shut up and go home.
You rely on the
Topuria, Islam Makhachev, and fucking Ortega got in his head, for fuck's sake, bro. Ortega got in your head. And he's very obsessed with always being the best. Of course, that has led him to a lot of success in his career also. And he always had the pride and belief in himself. And he also believed he could take the Islam fight, the second one. And honestly, deep down, he probably knew he was gonna lose, but just wanted to come out of it looking good, like with his head up high, saying, hey, I challenged that bigger guy. But in the end, his pride led to his downfall. And therefore, we say pride comes before the fall. Next up, Paddy Pimblett. This man stands for gluttony. After he fights, he just starts binge eating and getting a big ass belly. And bro looks like he's pregnant. He himself admitted that he has an eating disorder. And yeah, we could all tell, to be honest. So next up, Renato Moicano. Greed. Money, money, money. That is all that is on Moicano's mind. I actually really like him. I recommend you check out his YouTube channel. Really likable guy, in my opinion. But I digress. He even took up the nickname of Money. And he started his channel, which is kind of smart, to make more money. Because, of course, in the UFC, sometimes you don't make that much money, and also you have to be very active to make a lot of money. And this man, he even left law school to be a fighter because he knew being a fighter pays better, which in my opinion is honestly kind of respectable. Like, go ahead, sure. And now for envy, we are gonna go to Corey Sandhagen.
I mean, there's famous guy leverage, you know, like I won't be around the bush. Like, there's famous guy leverage. I'm trying to acquire some famous guy leverage. I think maybe I should start hanging out with rappers and, you know, like maybe making myself look less like a normal dude than what I do already, you know? So maybe that'll be my 2024, you know, like rebrand is I'll get some tattoos on my face. I'll color myself and I'll start hanging out with some rappers. But it's just the nature of the sport. A lot of people watch sports for the beauty of it. And then a lot of people watch sports for the drama of it. And it's easier to understand drama than it is to understand beauty.
I hate to do this to my boy. I really like Corey, but he is kind of envious of Sean O'Malley. And there's that clip of him saying that if he looked and acted like O'Malley just a bit more, he would maybe get the attention and opportunities, money and fame he actually deserves, because they're both kind of similar, honestly. They're both a bit long and lanky. They're both strikers. Both are pretty fun to watch. And Corey just believes it's the appearance that he is missing. So next up, Kevin Holland. He stands for sloth. And honestly, Holland, he could be so good. Honestly, like, I saw flashes of brilliance against Wonderboy and JDM, even though he lost. And he is very creative in the octagon. And he really showed us that he can significantly improve. And he leveled up his grappling so much. And he really is like that. You know, that one bro of yours that loses a game and says they ain't going 100%. And I know it is true of Holland. But if he actually went 100%, he could be so good at this. If he just put his head to being a UFC champion even maybe. and just improves his grappling, his striking, takes this whole shit a bit more seriously, I honestly could see him win a belt at welterweight, not at middleweight. I think it's actually possible at middleweight, but I'd rather bank on him just being a good welterweight. Maybe he could get his hands on the belt. Of course, I don't think he would end up being an all-time great, but he could at least win the title once if he really put his mind to it. That's what I believe. But I have ranted enough about Kevin Holland. I just really like this man. That's why I rant so much about him. I think he's very entertaining. But Colby Covington is the fighter that is next, and the last sin that is left is lust. Colby Covington, he constantly surrounds himself with prostitutes for his call-outs. It just looks weird. There are too many videos of Colby Covington standing next to half-naked women. And when he's not doing that, he's over at Donald Trump's where he's drooling over Trump, which is also very weird. And yeah, that's it for the list. Thank you everyone for watching.